Hi, everyone. Welcome to our joint webinar with Hume Agency. We have
Hello, everybody.
Jonas here. Amazing. I think we will wait a few minutes before we fully start. So I know a lot of people have been wanting to join, and it's sharp 4 p.m. We'll give them a few minutes. But I think shortly to everyone, I mean, most of the people already know Petra and I. But Petra, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I've been with Shield for a couple of years now, and I'm working with all of our clients in the background, onboarding you and making sure that you know how to get the most out of it. This webinar is part of it, so welcome everyone.
Yes, and I'm Jazel. I work in the communications and content world of Shield, anything to do with LinkedIn, anything socials, and been here also for almost 3.5 years. Living, surviving, and working.
Living, surviving.
Living, surviving,
Pushing through.
pushing through. But we're tuning in from Copenhagen, but our two beautiful guests right in front of us.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Where are you guys tuning in from?
We're tuning in from Alpe d'Huez,
France.
Yeah. Had a lovely client flying us out, so that was lucky. First time, not a usual thing. So
No.
we feel very lucky.
So we are sitting right now in the actual restaurant that we'll be eating in later. We were so lucky to get this opportunity to lend the space. So funny backstory. We were here in 2017 working at this hotel for 6 months, and now the guy owning the hotel invited us back down to work on his employer brand and his personal brand. So that's super dope.
Super cool.
Beautiful.
Full cycle moment.
Full cycle moment
Full
indeed.
cycle moment.
Full cycle moment.
Exactly.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, then I think we shall get started. So everyone is also, we will be mindful of everyone's time that is viewing. So once again, welcome. We are having a more different webinar today because we have two guests who are actually specializing in personal branding and employer branding. They are called Hume Agency, but we will give them the mic very soon as they'll introduce themselves. So for today on the agenda, we have part 1, which is the introduction and their agency background, and then part 2, where they will take over and just go through the reporting process on Shield. They will share their screen. Part 3 is both Petra and I. We have some questions that are taken also from our knowledge within the personal branding and content space, and we will ask them questions around that. And part 4 is an open Q&A for everyone here that is watching. And we will be trying to be mindful of your time, so we actually finish sharp at 4:30. But regarding your questions, do you want to walk them through where they can drop it?
Absolutely. Because maybe you have already noticed that the chat is not available, but if you navigate to the bottom right corner, then we have these like squares, triangles, circles, activities button. And then there you can find the Q&A, and then please just throughout the whole webinar, you can drop your questions there. And then at the end, we'll make sure to answer all of those.
Yes, let us know, guys, if you guys know where it is. Just give us a thumbs up or something. Then we also know that you guys found the thingy. Amazing. We have 1 thumbs up. Okay, 2. There we go. Okay.
Yes, everybody gets it.
Everybody knows it. Okay, amazing. As I've already said, we have Jonas and Johannes with us, who are both running an agency in personal branding, employer branding. But I'll give you guys the word so you guys can introduce yourselves.
Thank you so much. I'm Jonas, and this is Johannes. We've been running Hume Agency for 5 years, 5 years and counting now. We've been doing mostly employer branding for the first 3 to 4 years, and just noticed that personal branding is the shit. It's where we get the attention. It's where we move different like people in terms of buying behaviors, in terms of getting new employees that's the right fit, in terms of attracting investors or whatever it actually is you want to do. It's like the human communication that always drives the biggest results. So in a weird combination of the market pulling us that way and the fact that it was just more fun to work with real human beings than in weird fucking meeting rooms, just patting each other on the backs, it led us to where we are now, where we're running an personal branding agency. It's like 90% of what we do, 10% employer branding. So that is kind of what we do, and we're excited to talk about that today.
Definitely.
Since when do you guys have the agency?
2020.
Yeah,
2020.
yeah. I think started under Corona.
Mid-COVID.
Yeah,
Start
so,
COVID.
yeah, we needed something to do, and that was what we landed on.
Amazing.
I'm sure a lot of businesses started during COVID. Like it was just such a
Yeah,
So-
it was.
for
That's our client in the background. Yeah, and
Hi,
he couldn't stay out of it. I fucking knew.
I mean, look, 5 years later, and here you guys are with your client.
And
in
here we are.
So,
We started by scrubbing his toilets, and now we're here running the brand. That's nice.
I love how this webinar is going that way.
Who knew?
You guys, okay, please don't leave. Stay with us. Stick with us. Okay. Okay, for the second part, we actually would love for you guys to walk us through how you guys use Shield
Yeah.
for your agency. So that would be great. You guys can just take over the screen and I'll stop presenting for a bit.
Definitely. So we work mostly with clients that are CEOs, founders, consultants, mostly smaller businesses, where we help them, build their personal brand. So everything from how do you guys get a lot of reach, build following bases, to how do we actually convert into paying clients or getting more employees or whatever the task is. Can you see the screen? Is it showing everything that we need?
We can see your screen, but you
It's still
guy are a
loading,
bit
it's
slow. Like
We,
the
we are.
connection
Maybe we should try going the. Oh,
but
Oh,
now it's back.
oh, hey, there we go.
it's back.
Yeah,
There
There you go.
Loading. Amazing.
So the main part of Shield that we are using for quick client reporting is the Home tab. Here we have all of our clients. We have one client that we are allowed to show data from. So that's where we're gonna take everything from today. This is our client Ida. We use this for, as I said, the quick client reporting. So here we have a kind of nice quick overview of how much are we posting. We do one post per week for her. We can look at when are we active. We can look at how many impressions have we converted and counted this year. We can go to this quarter, month, everything that we need. And then we have this nice opportunity to look at where are we in this period right now in terms of where were we last year. So we can see that compared to last year, we are a bit ahead, but comparing to the overall kind of where she were last year, we're still a bit back in terms of getting to that number. We have a goal of doubling her impressions this year from what she did last year. So we are kind of on the right track with that. But this makes it easy to show where we're at comparing to actual numbers from year, quarters, months. We have a quick possibility to click around, show if we are in front this quarter. Just starting out, we are behind compared to last quarter, but we have also just have 3 days, so that's why.
Still got time.
But it makes it easy to send over to the client, showing that we are either on the right track or on the wrong track of things. Then when we see kind of these spikes in impressions, we can actually see which post performs the best. And that makes it possible for us to look at if there is any similarities in posts that are doing better than others. And we have the possibility to click in, look at the posts very quickly, looking at all the stats, looking at what kind of post is it. This is a very personal post, and we can see that all of her posts that are performing well are more to the personal side. So when for this client, we know when we attach it to personal storage, what she does and the service that she delivers to clients, when we attach that to personal storage, it performs better in terms of impressions than anything else she posts.
But again, now it's for agencies, and I think if you work as an agency, or if you're just interested in that world, like people are very not fed up, but they're really glad of the numbers in terms of impressions, in terms of likes. That's what they're looking at, because again, it's a human thing. We get very excited and we feel warm inside when people say, hey, really good post, and like it, and you get a lot of impressions. But it's not always what drives the results for our clients. So there it's important for us to go in and look at the recent posts and look at the different, let's say, this is the last month, and see, okay, which one drove a lot of attention and a lot of likes and a lot of new followers. That's, for example, a post like this. But again, it drove no results in terms of new candidates, new clients, anything real business-wise, but it drove brand and it drove new followers. So that's a good thing, and you need that, but it's not the only thing that's important. So that's why you need to be really smart at looking at the numbers and saying, okay, this might seem like it performs a lot worse, but here we actually drive the clients to our client. So that's why it's also important to talk with your client and to look at both the numbers, but also to hear what are the drivers, what are the triggers that actually drive the business forward, because you need both. In terms of the time plan, girls, where are we at, and should we jump forward, or?
I think we still have a couple of minutes.
If you guys wanna.
Nice.
So when we go more into depth with a client, we kind of take the post central. Here we can look at latest post, we can look at impressions, so we can look at which posts are performing the best, kind of find similarities between those. We can see that, again, personal stories perform very well. Then we can look at which post doesn't perform that well. We can see that this is for all time, so let's just find this year. We can see that this year, when we are talking a lot about the business and what she actually does, it doesn't perform as well in terms of impressions. But then we look at, is it something that drives conversations in terms of meetings booked, in terms of candidates reaching out and actually wanting, this is a client that does recruiting, so she needs clients that needs her candidates. So we have a lot of focus on either driving attention or driving conversion and trust. So it's all right for us to have low performing post in terms of impressions if it drives either trust or conversations with either clients or candidates. But we have the possibility to look at, did we have any posts that were worse than the average, and kind of go into depth what makes this post perform worse. It can be a hard thing to maybe be sure of, but this is where we take all of the data from all of these posts. We use a lot of ChatGPT in terms of using it to make analysis of the tone, analysis of which words are we using. Are we using a direct tone? Are we using a passive tone? Stuff like that, and go a bit further into what performs and what doesn't perform. And then we can take all of that knowledge into the next couple of months posts.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Makes
amazing.
total sense.
Super interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
And mention, like, how do you use it with ChatGPT? Do you just export a CSV file?
Yeah, we export the CSV file, and then you have then we take that and makes it into a regular Excel, and then you have both the performance of the post and the actual post, all of the written words, and then we do analysis on the writing.
Super
Super
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing.
So that's very nice, and makes it super easy and super fast for us to actually take all of the data that we have and and use it in terms of actually making changes going forward.
Yeah, I was actually gonna ask, like, how does Shield save you guys as an agency doing the reporting time? So I assume part of it, but
Yeah. For the main part, actually reporting to clients, because we don't go in depth with everything behind the actually performance of the post. It makes it super easy to just grab a screenshot of this top page and be like, this is performing better than comparing to the last quarter, or is performed worse, and we think that X, Y, and Z is the reason for that.
And when we're talking about screenshots, I'm just sharing another screen here. It's very important as well to say that it works really well for just straight out case studies. So often we just grab screenshots from Shield because you have the overall look in terms of how much you're posting, in terms of the earned media value, in terms of the impressions that we're getting. And these are just some of the posts for us personally that drives the clients for us. This post in specific drove like 5 inbound, which 2 of them became clients, which is like $10K dollars. So it's really important as well to talk about how easy shareable it is, because you get everything in one screen, and that's really perfect, and it saves us a lot of time. I'd say that.
Yeah,
that's amazing to hear.
That's what we want to hear.
yeah. Before Shield, we used to have clients send over their numbers from their personal accounts, which both is a pain for the client and is a pain for us. So
Exactly.
And I mean, all the numbers keep changing, so like
You need to do it again and again and again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Amazing. Really nice to
Very
hear.
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, due to time, we will have to skip to the next part.
No worries.
Go here. Now we are gonna go on and actually ask you guys some questions regarding content strategy and mostly on personal branding. One of the questions is, do you guys think that personal branding, or generally branding on LinkedIn, is becoming more saturated? I think by that we mean, like, we know since we started on Shield and on LinkedIn, it's been more and more people that are doing personal branding. Do you think it's still the way to go? Do you think it's becoming difficult? Do you think it's harder to stand out?
No, not at all. I think, like, when you're seeing saying more people are doing personal branding, like, we all have a personal brand. It's just in terms of, do we control it or not? So yeah, there are more people posting, but the actual numbers is insane how few people are still posting on the platform. And that's why LinkedIn as a platform still, like, I don't know, AJ, your sweet boss has like around 40K people following him. I have around 7 or 8K, and we can get a lot fewer views than a person with 500 followers. So that's still the beauty of the platform, that if you write great content and if you're true to yourself, you can get a lot of eyes on you. And that's why I don't think it's saturated at all, because when I post things that perform very, very bad, in the beginning, at least 3 or 4 years ago, I was like, shit, I'm blaming the algorithm, I'm blaming LinkedIn is getting too saturated. But to be real, it's just because your content sucks. It's because you write some shit that doesn't really resonate with anyone, and you need to step it up, and that's the hard truth.
Yeah, but you can use that knowledge
Definitely.
and then look at, why did this post not perform, comparing it to posts that actually perform good, and then take that knowledge and tweak posts going forward. And I think that even though more and more people are getting on the platform and actually posting, we still have 1% that are posting once a week. So it's still a platform with around 2 billion users, where only 1% is active. So you have a lot of eyes on you compared to a lot of other.
You have a lot of eyes, and you don't need a lot of eyes. Again, every time I actually get the inbound and not just get a lot of views, it's when I don't get a lot of views. Like, it's often the post that doesn't get too far out, where I hear someone screenshot and send it forward to the CEO, or someone wrote me and said, this just hit the spot. I don't know, but it's different. For example, the case study we just showed you, there was one post with more than 500,000 views in one organic post. It drove no business whatsoever. It drove brand and it drove awareness, but it's the post with fewer likes, fewer impressions that actually drives the business. So again, it's not too saturated. You just need to keep on going and pivot, and then you'll find your spot. That's our take.
Okay, amazing to hear that's not too saturated.
And if it doesn't work, then it's on you.
You
and not
and
on the
you.
algorithm. There's one takeaway from today's webinar.
Yeah, it's the hard truth, but it is the truth, and we can see it as well for our clients. It makes a lot of difference. You can't expect to get on the platform and see great results right away, especially if you're not used to writing or stuff like that. You have a period where you need to learn how to use the platform the best way. But within 3-6 months, you should see the first results. And then it's just building on that.
Yeah, 100%. Amazing. Okay, second question.
Yeah, next one is, what would you guys say is one thing that you did at the start that you would do differently now?
I think there's two sides of this. There's personal and there's for our clients. And I think I will start with personal because that's before we actually started writing for clients. And that's like spraying and praying. I think I wouldn't do that for as long time as I did, because I almost for a year I posted like 2 or 3 times a week without knowing why I posted or what I actually posted. It was just like I get something out there, and there's something to it that's still good because it's better than nothing, because you'll drive data that you can learn more about through a platform like Shield, but you also be more comfortable in what do you actually like writing about, what lies good in your stomach in terms of how do you drive value. But again, it's just a few questions that would drive a more specific and not a specific result, but more results, and that is what do I actually want to achieve? Do I want better employees to my company? Do I want to attract clients? Do I need my next job? Do I need investors? Do I need to just I've been in this business for 40 years now, I just want to give. What is actually your drive, and what do you want to do, and then who are you trying to reach? And then of course talking in different content boxes is always great, but just the first 2 questions will get you a long way of not spraying and praying, just actually knowing why you do it. Then it's easier to pivot and become more aware of what kind of value you can actually drive through LinkedIn, because that's the only thing. If you feel like you drive value, then you are enough for the platform. Let's say that, because then someone will feel it as well.
Definitely. Another thing, I would be way more aggressive sending connection requests.
100%.
Yeah, because the great thing about LinkedIn is that you have the possibility to actually push who you want to reach. So you can send a connection request to 20 people a day within your target audience. You can't do that on Instagram. You can't do that on TikTok. Then you have to make great content that people want to follow.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like we've done it to some of the biggest personalities in Denmark, and they just accept, like, it's like throwing an Instagram follow to Kim Kardashian, and she just like hits you back. So it's a weird platform.
Yeah. So that, and then also using the engagements that you get on your posts, getting all the data of people engaging with your posts, and then look at is there anyone engaging within my target audience, and then just write them, be like, hey, I saw you you reacted to this post. Is there anything that you have kind of struggles within this topic? Not to sell, but just to maybe help. And then start conversations that round. I think we are booking a lot of meetings doing that now, and we didn't do that earlier.
Interesting.
And now we're talking about agencies. So I think one thing we can say to agencies working with clients is focus a lot on what actually feels safe for the client. Like it's scary as fuck for anyone to post. So just be very aware in the beginning, at least, of how they actually feel about the content that they are producing or you guys are producing for them. Because if they're not comfortable with it, they'll be gone within a couple of weeks, because it's such a weird platform. I've seen big creators on TikTok and Instagram go to LinkedIn, and they are afraid as
Right.
I don't know why, but it's just a different platform, and people are afraid of getting out there. So it's really important to listen to that and look at what is actually comfortable, and not just putting on the tough. We need your ICP, and your ICPs have these pain points. You need to give them some value. Like also what lies great in your stomach in terms of what you can write about. That's really important as well.
Amazing. Very good
Really cool.
pointers.
Yeah.
Okay, last question from us, and then we'll give it on to the audience, and you guys can please drop any questions as much as you want, and we will try to get to them. What do you think is a red flag on a LinkedIn profile?
Personally, I think that people having bad pictures, not kind of a red flag that I wouldn't work with them, but we see that conversion rates and acceptance rates in connection requests, everything just skyrockets when you actually have a good picture. Not that you need to look like a model, but just that the picture is actually in good lighting.
Shows you.
Yeah. So go away with the black and white pictures. Take a picture where you're smiling, looking inviting.
And to go deeper, I think trying to hide what you actually want to achieve, so trying to hide what you sell, or what kind of employees you're looking for, or just your main goal of being on LinkedIn, hiding that, so people actually have to like dig into your profile in terms of what can this person actually do. Like we are becoming very afraid of selling because we don't like the word selling, but it's actually rude to not put out in the front of your profile what it is that you're doing. Because if they step into your profile, it's because they've found your content, it's because they think you might be relevant, and not giving it straight away in the banner or in the headline or in the about section or in your featured section is kind of rude, because then they need to spend time looking at, I kind of like this person, I like the views, I like the perspectives, but I don't know how I can use this person or how that person wants me to interact with him or her. So that's like very counterintuitive, because we are so afraid of selling. So I cannot say that we sell personal branding. Yeah, you can, because people stepped into my profile because they liked some perspectives, and now it's going to be just a waste of their time if you hide it away. So that's also a red flag that many people don't know about.
Yeah, we're treating our LinkedIn profiles as a just conversion page, actually.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Amazing. I need to update my profile then. Okay, now we will go on to the open Q&A. I think we already have some questions here. Please feel free to drop any. We shall start with the very first one. This is the one, right? Yes. So it says, very interesting insights. How do you use collections as an agency?
How do you use what?
Yeah, we are out.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, you guys are back. Amazing.
So we couldn't show Collective because we're not using it for that client. But when we use collections, we kind of take different
themes.
Yeah, themes or some kind of message or stuff like that we want to look at, and then compare results within different content themes. So is one content box performing better than another content box? Is some message better than other messages?
Sometimes we have like a crazy new idea of sharing something new, a concept or something like that. Then it's very usable to save that collection of posts. Let's say it's 4 posts we do in a test. Save that in the collection so we can compare it to the rest of the content.
Amazing.
Very cool.
For those that don't know, collections on Shield are almost like content folders, and you guys can put them in. Save them for later when you use it. The way our team actually uses it is a lot of repurposing. So any top performing posts from AJ or something, we just put them in one folder. And we also, as you guys said, we do content buckets, and we put educational content, entertainment content. So it's easy for us to just save them and see the difference in terms of exactly how they perform.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back. Second question we have is,
what is your recommendation for banner images for personal profiles?
I think that if you are if you are a founder or a CEO or a consultant or anything that wants to sell something and that you are actively selling something, I would have what you do very easily in the banner, maybe with some previous clients, logos and stuff like that to build credibility, but make it very easy in the banner to see how can you help this person that enters your profile.
Again, it depends on your goal. Like if your goal is to land a new job, then what are your strengths? Like, are you top of the class or more like a social hire? Like, are you funny as fuck? I don't know. Like, put that in there. Like,
Yeah, your competencies.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like make it shine through the banner picture. Like, again, think psychologically. Like, that's the first point of contact that people have with you when they jump into your profile. So that needs to, like, within a few seconds, they need to have something ingrained in their brain about you, either what you do or what you have done or who you are or humor or something like that. That drives results. Yeah.
Again, treating the profile as a landing page, and
Yeah.
the banner
Yes.
up there.
Makes sense.
The banner is kind of the first thing as when you do paid media and you try to have people go into a landing page. It's the first thing you see on the landing page. That's kind of what the banner should do as well.
Okay, amazing. Okay, we are 1 minute over time, so we will answer this one more question, and then if anyone has another question, feel free to drop it and we'll try to answer it, but we also want to be respectful of everyone's time as well. So the last question is, how much value do you see in impressions? If an impression is tracked when a post simplifies shows on someone's feed, is this a valuable metric to track versus the other metrics?
It depends on your goal. If you only want to build brand, so are we back? What is happening?
But there, you guys are back.
Hey.
Again, depending on the goal of why you are active on LinkedIn. If you want to drive clients, I think that more qualitative metrics as asking in your meetings, why did you want to have this meeting? People will often say that I followed your content or something like that. Maybe this one post made me reach out. I think that's a better metric than impressions, but if you want to build brand solely, impressions can be a good metric of how much are your messages getting in front of people.
But again, you could just post pictures of dogs and cats and drive a lot of impressions, and that would do your brand absolute horror show, because that has nothing to do with you or your company or your purpose in life. Unless, of course, you like dogs and cats and you sell stuff to them. I don't know, but it's important to look at, because again, it's the algorithm. If it drives a lot of impressions, it's because you hit a nerve in some way. So if it's relevant content and it really drives impressions, then you need to look at that piece of content and do it again and again and again.
I actually think that if we can just take 1 more minute, we missed something from that could answer this question from the platform. So if I can just share screen. When we look at impressions, we also look at, for maybe this post, we also look at what is the audience? Is it the right audience that we want to reach? Here we want to reach owners, project managers, founders. Here we want to reach big companies, these are the biggest companies in Denmark, stuff like that. So if the impressions are good impressions from the right audience, it's a great metric.
Got it. Amazing. We have one more question there. Would you guys want to answer it?
Nope.
Giving them the right. Giving them
Of course we can.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask it. As an agency, which functionality or feature would you say saves you the most time and make your work easier?
I think the overall reporting of stuff and just having a database of all data from a client saves us so much time instead of having to reach out to the client and get their data from them. it saves so much time not having to do it in an Excel sheet.
Yeah.
So the overall thing that you offered with Shield just makes it a time saver in itself.
And then the dashboard, you
Yeah.
can share it very quickly with the client. You can use it for case studies. And thirdly, the way to very quickly categorize, like through impressions, comments, or whatever we want to look for, so the best and the worst performing. But that's make it really easy for us to see what works in terms of impression and what doesn't, and then move from there. So that's nice as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Okay, we are 5 minutes over
Yeah, not too
time.
bad.
But guys, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you so
Also
much.
to everyone that is watching.
And for all the insights as well.
Yes, you guys will receive, for the audience, you will receive an email next week with the recording. Actually, also Jonas and Jonas, you're always welcome to ask me for the recording. You will receive the deck slide as well, where we will also transcribe their answers with it, so you guys have it. And then next week, we will have a webinar around employee advocacy, where we will actually talk
Another
on
good one.
how teams use LinkedIn and how teams could benefit from it. So that would be amazing. Oh, we have this. Oh, that was so sweet. Someone said thank you. That was fab and so insightful.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone tuning in. And actually wanting to use time with us.
Thank you
It's
so
nice.
much.
Yeah.
Amazing. We'll
Thanks,
see you
guys.
guys soon. And
We
then to everyone else, we'll see you around.
We'll hit the slopes. See ya.
Have fun. Enjoy. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.